So I continue to be amazed on a daily basis at the things coming out of the mouths of our politicians in this country vis-a-vis Israel. So here, Nancy Pelosi is doing an interview. I don't know who this guy is, but shout out to this guy. I think he does a good job in this interview. And look at what Pelosi has the nerve to say when talking about Israel.
If you don't like what Israel is doing, and the president has made it clear that what Israel is doing he doesn't like,
that's right.
and you go on supplying them with hardware to do those things, you own this operation every bit as much as they do, don't you?
No, we don't. We don't. We have always supported Israel as our national security friend, largely because it was in our interest to do so. We had shared values that only democracy in the region. The behavior of Netanyahu is, in my view, inexcusable in terms of how it has affected the collateral damage to children and families and the rest. But nobody can take away the right of any country to defend itself that has been brutally attacked in that way.
We're not done yet, by the way. But at this late date, you would still call it Israel defending itself? 14,000 dead kids, 33,000 dead civilians. That's Israel defending itself, blocking 70% of the humanitarian aid from getting in, thereby starving massive numbers of people. That's defending itself.
The EU's foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, wondered aloud why the US isn't doing more to have its warnings taken seriously in Jerusalem. If you believe, he said, that too many people are being killed, maybe you should provide fewer arms in order to prevent so many people being killed. He's got a point, hasn't he?
Israel is very well equipped with weaponry. There's nothing that we have sent since October 7th that has contributed to this brutality. In the longer run, they're in a dangerous neighborhood, and we will continue to support Israel.
What an absolutely stunning lie that is, man. What a stunning lie that is. Sure, we give Israel billions of dollars in weapons, and we're going to continue to do that, by the way. Sure. But the stuff that they're doing has got nothing to do with the weapons we're sending. It has everything to do with the weapons we're sending. We covered an article the other day where Israel says out loud, hey, if the U.S. were to cut off the money and the weapons, we would not be able to continue doing this. We're only able to do this because of Israel, because of the U.S. Okay, I need you to understand how psychotic her commentary is here. Stop and think about it. Let me make an analogy for you. You are a college punk, and you like to go out all the time and drink nonstop and party and all that stuff. And you have a buddy who's a roid head. He takes steroids all the time. He gets roid rage. He is jacked to the gills. You guys go out drinking, and you hand him, hey man, just in case anybody messes with us, here's some brass knuckles. Keep the brass knuckles in your pocket. This is only for self-defense. But if somebody fucks with us at the bar, you got something to handle that. And he goes, okay, cool. So you go to the bar that night. Your buddy goes into a bout, a fit, a tantrum of roid rage. He takes out the brass knuckles because somebody looked at him the wrong way. And he starts beating the shit. Not out of one person, not out of two people. Let's say out of 4 people. So this guy knocks out 4 different people, hits them with the brass knuckles. They're on the ground. They're bleeding. You guys run out of there because, you don't want to get arrested. But the next day you go to a different bar. You go out again. And you hand your friend another pair of brass knuckles, another set of brass knuckles. And that night, he does the same thing. And he beats the shit out of people just because they looked at him the wrong way and they're on the ground, they're bloody. In fact, he beats one of them to death. Now, he's liable for it, of course. But you gave him the weapon to do it, even after you saw that he was aggressive the day before. He went on the offense the day before, and he laid people out for no good reason. Very next day, you gave him the brass knuckles again, and he beat the shit out of people. And then you go to the bar the next day, and you say, here's a Glock. And guess what happens? And Nancy Pelosi has the nerve to say, yeah, we gave him the brass knuckles. Yeah, I gave him the Glock. But I'm not responsible for the 7 dead bodies that come about as a result of this roided up monster. No, you are responsible. You absolutely are responsible. Directly responsible. And we vetoed a ceasefire 4 times at the UN. That makes us just as responsible as Israel. At any time, we could have said, no, we're going to call for the ceasefire. We're going to allow this through. We used our veto at the UN Security Council and said, we are not in favor of a ceasefire. The blood of those kids, it's on the hands of the U.S. government as well as the Israeli government. She has the nerve to say, well, no, that's got nothing to do with what they're doing. It has everything to do with what they're doing. Everything. And even after saying from her own mouth, oh, this is horrific, all the collateral damage, she goes on to be like, and we're going to continue to support them no matter what. Look, I told you guys I'm a broken record on this, but I make the point it's important. When it's one of our allies, we just decide we are defining you as good. You are the good guy by definition. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter that like over a dozen top Israeli government officials are out there basically saying, I am Adolf Hitler. I sure do love genocide. I love doing another Nakba. I love killing Palestinians. By the way, there are no innocent Palestinians. We still look at them and go, you're with us. You're the good guy. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And she has the nerve to lie to everybody's face and say, yeah, we're giving money and weapons, but that's not actually our fault that they're using it to do a genocide. Ah, Jesus Christ, man. I don't know how anybody takes any of these people seriously. I don't know how you do it. Final point I'll make. Look, there's a reason why we got to this place where all the politicians act like Nancy Pelosi on these questions. And it has a hell of a lot to do with the tremendous amount of money the military-industrial complex gives to these politicians in campaign contributions. Then they turn around and serve the people who gave them the money during the campaign. So they want to send weapons. We arm 73% of the world's dictatorships. Morality doesn't come into the consideration here. It doesn't. We don't care. And also, that sweet, sweet AIPAC money, that sweet Israel lobby money. Right after the U.S. vetoed for the fourth time a ceasefire at the UN, Joe Biden went and did a fundraiser with a top Israeli donor. It was like $250,000 a plate or something preposterous. That also influences these decisions. It's the money. It's the lobbying. It's the corruption. And here it is on display in front of the entire world, and very clearly so. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.